appeal regarding the caravan Grove Lane.
Yeah, this is a gentleman that placed a caravan on his plot, initially without permission, then he was asked to remove it, which he did to his credit, but he has since appealed because his caravan does aid him with his mental health, and there's been supporting letters in from his MP about it as well. So does the committee wish to make an exception to this gentleman? Because of circumstances, I would recommend approval, Madam Chair.
Everybody else in favour?
You have to be very careful though, because in favour of that, yeah, but then there's others. If you remember rightly, they were putting tents on and stepping overnight with few people in putting tents on. They're saying, well, if he can have a caravan and we can have tents on, you know, on your allotments, and it's not on when they start going down a few in them.
You won't be living in it, Chair, so.
Madam Chair, I think it's in rules about tents and overnight stays in caravans, so if we want a caravan, we have to do what that gentleman's done.
Right, in a request.
And if we think it's viable, then I can't see a problem. You know, we've given permission for the last 2 years for other people.
Item B, request to have 2 goats for a temporary period at Sandygate.
Yes, Madam Chair, this is, as it says, a request to have 2 goats to eat the weeds and help with the mowing. So it's for a temporary period. I'd recommend approval, Madam Chair.
All in favour?
When you said sorry, Madam Chair, so when you said temporary, Alan, is that when the grass has got down and all the weeds have gone?
Yeah.
Is that the football pitch? Sandygate football?
No, allotments.
We'll check later.
That's it, problem, that's good.
C, request to have a second pony at Sandygate.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Yeah, this lady already has 1 horse, and there's plenty of room for a second horse or pony, so I recommend approval, Madam Chair.
Yeah.
Is all the regular checks and everything, all correspondence to that? Yeah.
Okay. No problem there.
Security, Grove Lane.
Madam Chair, this is an ongoing problem. I don't know if Councillor Kenny wants to come in on this, or
I think we were dealing with this up to COVID, then the last 18 months. To help secure this, members, we need extra fencing put up on the west side, northwest side allotments. Until that's done, you always get problems up there, but obviously once again, we're looking at workload, what grounds maintenance, staff and net costs.
but just regular fencing, not barbed wire.
Yeah, no, just regular fencing.
Yeah.
We have got plenty of fencing stocked at Water Park for that. It's just a matter of probably a week, but grounds maintenance staff to put it up on, so I can't see that happening now that we need to probably bring that back later on. See if we can get it done.
Chair, that chair, just to tell you, no, it didn't only that. Because we don't know, we're not allowed to put cameras up. We even went to the main gates and so got hold of it up and cut it off. The 2 gates were wide open. And that's what we're up against. Because according to form, we can't have a camera. It's, you know, pointed to because I don't know. It's, and Johnny Greenshield is not here, he's absolute gentleman. That lad was coming down at 7 o'clock in the morning because he put his own lock on and unlocked it, and then coming back at night to lock it. You know, and it's time of year that this is going to happen because it's Christmas. They go in your garden, things, your cabbages, Brussels sprouts, anything that's going.
Yeah.
Why can't you have cameras up? Because I thought that if...
Can't hear you, dear.
Why can't you have cameras?
Because we've asked permission for it.
Right.
We're encroaching in people's privacy.
Because if you've actually got a notice...
It's there. They wouldn't even know where the camera was. But we're not allowed to do it.
Right.
It also to be done with, honestly.
Yeah. So obviously
But
I've
you've got allotment
inquired
holders to
about
petition for
cameras
you.
in certain
What it wants
areas
is
that
an
you have.
allocation dog up other side, just where the mountain gates, and police to send them. That's what it would do.
What if all the allotment holders petition for you? Could you?
Pardon?
What if all the allotment holders petition for you?
I can't hear you properly, mate.
What if all those who own allotments petition for you saying they want cameras up?
Yes, we've tried it once, and we got knocked back.
By who?
Police, actually.
All
You're
right.
not allowed to do it.
Because of footpath being outside and GDPR, we're restricted to what we can film live or record, and the cost of it were like £12,000.
Because you can get wildlife cameras.
Yeah,
that,
a lot of allotment holders have got them.
yeah. And as long as you've got a notice up saying
Yeah.
that it's.
There's quite a lot of individual allotment holders got these wildlife cameras up and sensors, so, you know, they're doing that themselves, but we just restricted on two things. One, filming members of the public, because it's a public footpath that runs past it, and two, the cost. We had costings for it, it was astronomical.
Item E, pest control.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just to make members aware, we are currently in the process of training 2 members of staff up so they can do the pest control. Hopefully that shouldn't be too long.
Item F, supplementary request from Chemo to increase storage area, Sandgate.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Members might recall the committee approved the keep moat to use a specified area up at the West End and charge a monthly fee. They've since come back saying, can they double the size of the area? So in consultation with the finance chair, said yes, but double the fee. So I'm assuming members are okay with that, Madam Chair.
Yeah.
Item 7, Christmas fairs and over 60s tea dance, Fitzwilliam Centre. To consider a request to hold a Christmas fair and an over 60s tea dance at the Fitzwilliam Centre.
Councillor Hurd.
Yeah. The 60s tea dance is going to be in conjunction with the Derby and Joan now. They've asked me to help try and get the elderly back into centre because they're not coming out at the minute. So we were hoping to be able to do that and try and I'll do a load of flyers and see if I can push them to come and meet up. And the Christmas fair, I was doing it just in conjunction with. I was trying to figure out when we were doing our Christmas fair, but Alan kindly told me now, so I can do it afterwards. Just a little one for art crafters to come and start selling the crafts again.
Like they used to do,
Yeah.
get it back into use again, innit?
Yeah, just get centre back into use and let everybody see what it's like so they can start booking it.
Yeah.
I'm in agreement with it.
Will it be a weekday or a weekend?
Well, I don't know about the Christmas fair, but the tea and dance will be on a Wednesday, because that's when Derby and Joan is anyway, so
Yeah.
it'll be just Wednesday afternoons. I was hoping that if we could get either a Saturday or a Sunday for fair.
That would be good. Sunday. Oh, but either or, won't
Yeah.
it?
Just got kids mainly so they can
You've
get
got
out
no
of
liaison
school.
councillor about the dates in it.
So,
All in favour?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so kids are not at school and if you can have it Saturday or Sunday, you know, to be good. So kids can go, or even put some of their own stuff on.
yeah, I mean, you could get schools doing some craft stuff as well,
Yeah,
just, you know what I mean? So,
that's what it needs. Again, it needs some.
All in favour, Alan?
Yes, yeah. I mean,
Item 8, freedom of information request. Town clerk to report on anonymised freedom of information requests received and to authorise respective responses accordingly.
Quite a few, Madam Chair. Obviously, I won't go into details of the requesters, but just to give members a general idea of the areas. Venga Boys, expenditure, risk assessments for the Venga Boys, a grant given to Chances Help the Needy, equal opportunities, legislation, and plant machinery at the park, items of expenditure, yeah, other things at the park in terms of the gates,
What's all
Yeah.
this then?
and questions about things that Councillor Womersley was leading on. So quite a few there to do, Madam Chair.
Well, can we have some copies of all that?
Now, these are
Freedom.
free information requests from members of the public. The procedure is that I report the general areas that people have requested about to the council, so members are aware, but I can't give you the names of the people that
No,
requested
no,
information.
but, so can we go through that again then, because you've rushed through that, so we didn't know
Yeah,
what,
but it don't really affect.
I don't know, I didn't hear half of what he said,
It's the areas on which people have requested information.
yeah.
If I read every single one, I can do, but we'll be here all night. So
Well-
the general areas are, well, the Venga Boys, the park, expenditure, risk assessments, equal opportunities, a grant given to Shanty's Help the Needy.
And she finished now then?
I don't know, but I'll give you the areas, Councillor Westman, and then there's other stuff about the things that Councillor Womersley was leading on. So that isn't literally every last word of it, but those are the general areas.
Item 9, exclusion of present public, members of the public and the press be virtually excluded for the consideration of business of a confidential nature as per the Public Bodies Admissions to Meetings Act 1960.
Excuse me, before you do that, I've just got two questions that I would like to ask, and obviously it is quite important because
You didn't give us time though.
on your bonfire notices that's on Facebook, you've got two conflicting bits of information. On one poster, you've got that parking is free, and then on another, it just says parking, limited parking. So which is it? Is it free or are you charging?
It's free and limited.
Yeah, sorry?
It's free and it's limited.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. On one poster you've got it that it's free
It
and
is free,
limited.
yeah.
The next poster you just say limited, so it's not very clear for people.
It's free and limited.
And due to the fact that you've had this problem before, I just thought it needed to be raised, so that's why I'm raising it. The other thing that I would like to ask is, when will the monthly expenditure be put up online, because it's not been on since July?
That'll be on next Thursday or Friday.
Okay.
Will that be for 8 months that I'm missing?
I've got a question as well, please. So I know that there was a meeting cancelled regarding the sale at Good Terrace.
That meeting cancelled this
Yeah, it
evening.
was, yeah, I just wanted to just go in a bit. At Fitzwilliam. I want to ask one of the councillors if they will put forward, please, that any funds made from that, so whatever, you make on the sale.
We're finished, what you saying?
Well, I haven't finished.
Don't
It's
finish
rather
yet.
rude, that none of it is spent or goes towards any cost for the Kirby Road complex, because I feel that anything that's made from that should be utilised down there and in Kingsley.
Yeah.
So instead of paying for any court costs or whatever. So I'd like that to be thought about, please.
Thank you for that, yeah.
You're welcome.
Definitely.
Can I ask a question, please?
I can have one more question.
At your last meeting, it was stated about asbestos in Hemsworth Water Park and that you'd been given a clean bill. It's also been noted by local community that it's more than Hemsworth Park that's been having asbestos moved into. As the councillors, are you stating that there is no asbestos in Kingsley or Hemsworth?
What do you mean, Kingsley or Hemsworth? What do you mean by that?
Well, accusation was made that you were dumping asbestos and burying it in Hemsworth Water Park, but you've had tests and it's come back negative, apparently. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. There's asbestos, yeah.
Well, that test done on the land where the people said asbestos had been
Yes,
dumped.
it was.
It's also been noted that it's been dumped in other parts of Kingsley, Fitzwilliam and Hemsworth. Are you as a council saying that there is no asbestos in Kingsley, Fitzwilliam or Hemsworth Water Park that you have got knowledge of? And if you're saying no, you ain't got knowledge of this, can you state for record? Because in years to come, kids of Kingsley, Fitzwilliam and Hemsworth are going to be exposed to this asbestos and there's going to be repercussions to it. And if you have buried it, it wants moving. If it hasn't been, and you're right with what you're saying, then you're clear. But if it is there in any location, then it comes back onto your.
Excuse me, I can tell you where there's a lot of asbestos on the complex, what's sorely dumped on there.
Thank you.
Chair, can I just mention, we're not psychic, we don't know if anybody's tipped any asbestos on the allotment and covered it, because it does happen by allotment holders. All I can assure you is that we are paying to get asbestos moved off the allotments, what people have tipped on. And there is no asbestos down at the water park. The investigation's been done, it's all got a clean bill of health, and that is what I'm going by, and what the report said. And as for anybody else tipping asbestos and burying it in their own allotments, which they do, we cannot be responsible for that. All we can do is pay the bill to get it moved when grounds maintenance find it.
So you're stating on record there's no asbestos in
I'm
Hemsworth
saying
Water
on
Park?
record, there's no asbestos.
What about other councillors? Have you got any knowledge on it?
I wouldn't know.
That email I sent you in, and Ian Womansby, have you done anything about it?
Which emails?
That one I said when I found the asbestos, didn't you?
I can't recall. An email to Ian?
You were both in you and Ian within it.
When was this? Do you mean, so recently, or do you mean like a month ago?
I asked you, I think it's about a month ago.
Only a month, yeah.
I can't remember. Oh.
So for record, all members of this town council are now stating,
We're
everyone
still-
on you,
I'm
there's no
speaking for
asbestos.
myself, I'm not speaking to domestic councillors.
No, they're not.
council-
I'm no
This
way.
council
I
says
do
I'm,
not.
I'm not stating that there's not there.
I'm not stating there's no there.
This council, same as other councils.
There's
councils
certain
before
councillors stating that there's
have
nothing there.
continually paid for asbestos to be moved from all allotments. And I do believe there's still bits in allotments until we get in to look at them. We don't know. And if we, like you said, when grounds
I've just
maintenance
said
go on
that
and
though,
inspect,
Anna.
if they find it, it's reported to town clerk,
And it's moved.
and it's tested and moved, and that's all we've done ever since we've been in. Which is Bonneville, Newstead, Grove Lane, Springfield, West End, and Sandygate allotments. Everyone has had them removed it last. I mean, we must have spent about 30 grand plus moving stuff in the last 12 months, and we've just spent, what was it, £960 today
Yeah,
on moving asbestos from
it's not
allotments.
cheap.
Why does anybody know where some asbestos is?
On complex.
Yeah, but anywhere else?
It's supposed to be buried in Hemsworth Water Park, but they've done the wrong place. If you're looking for something that's been buried, you would go onto the ground that's been touched, not untouched ground. Am I right? So when you've got the environmental health or whoever you got in to search for this asbestos, what public have seen being dumped and buried, they've been pinpointed to a piece of land that ain't even been touched. It should have, the people that have reported it have stated where it is, and that's where the test should have been done.
As far as I'm concerned, photographs that I've seen, it was.
But why would they do untouched ground if it's been buried? If you're asbestos, if you're being accused of burying it, they would test on a buried
Right, can
ground,
we
not
move
untouched
on?
ground.
No,
So,
no,
item
let's
7,
get it
please.
finished, no.
Yes,
It's fine,
Chair,
I'll close the
Chair,
meeting.
Eh?
we've noted on agenda, put it on agenda for next meeting.
But you'll always pass it on to someone else.
No, no, let them finish, let's get it finished. Now,
It's finished. The
According to
area
the
that
asbestos
designated
bloke, when I phoned,
for a
who did the
survey
testing,
done,
he
and
told me the
that
test
was
they did was not adequate for being buried.
that,
Done.
We
How
can
bad
look
would
at
it go
it
down?
at the next
And I sent an
council
email to
meeting.
Alan and Ian Womansley, and Alan was supposed to be phoning the asbestos company up.
You want to come on complex, that's not buried, it's on top.
Kids playing the park. I mean,
That's the issue.
I feel sorry for the kids there.
In fact, when he demolished that depot.
Why
on
close
South
it?
Street,
You know, you have to just go
We're
in.
on complex.
We're in expulsion of present public now, we've just got one more item that we need to sort.
no, you should let them finish. No, just let them finish. That's what they're here for.
No, I mean,
I'm testing it, if she's got an issue, just call her and see Alan, they'll sort it out.
But we've written, when we're writing and we're getting replies from you, we're not getting the right replies. I wrote a letter in to Hemsworth Town Council and you passed it on to Ian Womansley at Wakefield Town Council. And yes, some parts were related to Wakefield Town Council, but the majority of them questions were aimed at yours. And even Ian Womansley stated you had questions on there is what you should have answered.
Yeah.
But you passed it so quick on to Ian Womansley.
Just it's an indictment on this council. If the chair lady wants to close the meeting, because you can't pay
It's
what you perceive as
It's not on the agenda.
You didn't want us to ask questions
you
anyway.
cancel the meeting.
No, what I'm saying to you is, we have an agenda to go through.
Years ago,
And we have a
got
process,
there was
if
a
you'd have put that
question
on the
time
agenda
up
tonight,
in the
we'd
public
discuss
got
it, there won't be a problem.
Yeah, well, that's
All I can tell you is, there was an area
I'm saying,
that were
it's
pointed
been
at,
years,
town clerk,
where you came
and
to
that
meeting,
area,
couldn't
then
speak.
we sent this surveyor in to conduct
Not
tests.
adequate.
He did whatever he did, and he brought a report back. If there were anything that were there that needed moving, then Alan would have organised it to be shifted. He came back
And the
said,
test they did
"I've
was
dug
for
down
surface
2
dumping,
foot, 3 foot,
not
whatever
for
they've
burying.
done, and there were no traces or anything."
That's what you're saying, but you've got a councillor here
And I
stating
have
otherwise.
that.
Yeah, and I'm saying otherwise, you should listen.
Well, all I've got to say then is let that councillor go down and point out where it is.
I will. I will.
Being pointed
Not
out.
today, right? We'll go tomorrow.
Is there no more, are we not allowed any more questions then?
No, because the meeting's closed.
Oh, you shouldn't have
You've got to put your
questions.
questions
Let them
in.
ask
Well, just wait a minute then, Mr Draper, I've emailed you 3 times in the last 24 hours, and you haven't answered me. How the hell do I get something on the agenda then? I've come here tonight to ask you a question, because Mr Draper told me I've got to come in person to ask this question. Now you're saying it's got to be put on the agenda.
The meeting, the public question time at meeting, unfortunately was cancelled because the surveyor has been taken ill.
Yeah, it's not, it's got COVID.
Right,
So
I'll go back to
that's-
Mr Draper, I've emailed you 3 times since 12 o'clock asking if the meeting is on, and can I come and ask questions?
I replied to let you know that.
No, you didn't, that's what I'm getting irate for, you never replied. Other people have let me know that it's on.
I replied this afternoon to let you know that the council meeting had been.
You told me the meeting regarding the sale of Fitzwilliam allotments was closed. In my reply, what the hell's that got to do with my question? I'm not interested in allotments.
That was the council meeting.
So what's your question?
Well, there's just saying I can't ask it. Can I ask it or what?
Yeah.
Yeah. They don't want to answer it.
No.
We could answer it for
Well,
you.
you've knocked wide, have you?
No, look, if we get this meeting over, we'll come outside and we'll talk to you.
No, you talk to them in.
They want
No.
it on record, and
No,
this
I
is,
don't
this is
want
what we
that.
all want on record.
How can you have it on record when meeting's been closed 10 minutes ago?
Well, it shouldn't have, they should have waited
close.
while.
Like Dave says, you never had a question time, went Labour and Tony Upsmore here.
So we did.
No, you did not.
That's your problem, that, Mr Kenyon. You've got a vendetta against the previous bloody
I've not got a
council.
vendetta against
Well, that's what my
anyone.
question was going to be, and you've just proved that.
Transparent since we got in, you never had the question times.
Do it then.
You've
If you're
told-
bragging about doing it, do
You've
it.
just told me I can't ask questions and accused Labour.
I've said to you, well, look, if you want to ask a question, can I ask a question, Chair?
Right, you won't like it. It's regarding you, Mr Kenyon,
Yeah.
and your pursuit and vendetta of the previous Hemsworth Labour Council. I wanted to know when this began and why it began. What reasons did you have?
What vendetta is that?
Against malpractice, financial malpractice.
I don't know what you're on about with.
You don't know what I'm on about. You're always boasting about previous council being No, so have you not paid for a court case to have books looked at? Trying to find some
We've
irregularities?
not paid for a court case.
No, it's done it.
Well, the solicitor's had to look through them.
No.
Eh?
No, Mr Draper, you sent me a report with the amount of money, what it's cost. So have you appointed a solicitor to look at the books from the previous Labour council?
Not a solicitor, no.
Well, who then?
A legal representative.
No. You're on about Frankel?
No.
Forensic auditor.
Sprinkles, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm not about, I'm not about.
No, I didn't appoint it. This council, when independents got control, if you like, 11 independents to 4 Labour, it was put to a meeting that would go through all finances, which mainly included contracts and spending and just complex. And so that was the biggest part of it, and we got a report back from that. And some of that report that you've asked for has been disclosed to the public, and parts of that's been redacted because there's an ongoing court case. So it weren't me, it was council that decided.
Oh, right. But your beef then, with the previous Labour council, is only about the sports complex, nothing else?
No, it was quite a look. I mean, one of the things is like you've just said now, the other council, you had to write your questions in. And then when you wrote your questions in, you never got a chance to.
That's not fiscal malpractice, though, is it?
When I sat where you are, that was one of my beefs. You could never put forward a question to Labour councillors. They wouldn't answer them.
Well, you haven't answered mine. I'm on about the financial misrepresentation you've been quoting they've been doing.
I was sat on the hands for 7 years. From 2012 to 2019, they were running up legal costs when they should have foreclosed on solely. That were misrepresentation and misuse of funds.
So it was just about.
Yes, it was, Anne.
So
why didn't you foreclose on solely then?
So was it just about the complex then?
We can't discuss complex because, like I said.
Well, I'm not saying, but is that all it was?
No, there were quite a few other things in with what we asked for.
Oh, right. Right, Mr Draper, you were around at that time. Did you notice any?
It were only in for a month. They only started in April and then election were made. So obviously, Alan was saying as us, it was fresh, and we had to go through it all.
So you weren't here under the previous Labour council?
I was a councillor, but I'm not going to answer tonight regarding my past as a councillor. This is not the time or the place. I'm more than happy to meet you personally on a one-to-one basis, but I'm not having my private life broadcast to the nation.
No, I don't want to one-to-one because then it's my word against yours.
I will meet you personally for a cup of tea.
You won't even answer an email, so I'm not going to take that, am I?
I'm not having my personal life broadcast to the nation.
No, well, I've just asked you, did you notice any malpractice while you were part of the...
I am not discussing my past life as a councillor.
There wasn't any malpractice on the other council. I was chair of finance, I was
Thank you,
vice
that's
chair
all
of
I need
finance,
to
I
know.
was
So
chair
I asked Mr Kenya then, where did you seek advice then?
It was a council decision.
Yeah, but you must have sought advice, mustn't you?
Yeah, it was a council decision. The council decided to do that. That's what they decided.
Driven by who though?
It weren't driven by anybody.
Well,
The
obviously,
council
it's
decided.
come back, the books are all right,
I'll
aren't
give you an
they?
example. The council reorganised this council, right? We got shuttered a lot of expenditure that they were paying out, what a book, what it were. We brought new contractors in. We saved this council well in excess of 20 or 30,000 pounds. This money then has been spent on other things. You've got citizens advice, you've got solicitors, you've got Wi-Fi in here, you've got Wi-Fi down at the park. I can go on and on and on. But we've not put precept up for 3 years. So where have we got his money from? Because every time Labour were in, every year it went up.
Yeah, but they didn't wait on the Wenger boys concert, did they?
Just a minute, yeah, we've had a little £200,000 loss of income down at Hemsworth
When it's
Park.
lost money.
And yet,
before.
we're on target to have savings in regions of 75,000. And we've paid for everything, we've still got the same amount of staff on, we've done more.
You've
and
got
yet,
what?
And yet, you know, everybody's looking.
Yeah,
You
that's
haven't
all-
got any staff.
That's all very well.
Right, can we move on?
Kev,
That's all very well.
Kev, Maxine and Anne and all them, will help you write it all out and put a proper letter in.